Trust regarding their proposal to start a new open cut mine on the Mornington Peninsula.
Yes, there's a full-page ad and then an article as well.
That's correct. Look, full disclosure, I'm opposed to this quarry and I'm involved in this campaign. And I'm just hoping that people can get on board with this because there are many reasons why I'm opposed to this, but one of the fundamental things that angers me the most is the hypocrisy of the Ross Trust, who claims that they're a charitable trust that enhance biodiversity in Victoria and sustainability. And I'm just not sure how they can actually look at themselves in the mirror with this stuff on their mission statement while ripping out an entire forest up to 107 acres.
Well, you'd have to ask, why is any so-called, what are they, some sort of, what is the Ross Trust?
Well, the Ross Trust was set up around 1969, 1970 by a philanthropic miner. And look, there's nothing illegal about what they're doing, but that, as I said, that's 50 years ago, and the peninsula has it's moved on enormously. We've lost so much forest down here. The little bit that we have is so precious. And in order to fund their philanthropic work, they get their money from mining. Now, they currently have a quarry on the Mornington Peninsula, and we are not disputing that, but apparently that's going to run out in 8 years. So they'd like to reopen an old one, but what they also like to do is clear a heap more bushland behind that. And might I add that this is all within 800 metres of the Red Hill Consolidated Primary School and Monterosso Early Learning Centre. And at this stage, we don't know of any school that would be this close to an open cut mine in the whole of Victoria, probably for good reason.
Well, you know, on the one hand, you have to say, well, it's hardly a surprise that some philanthropic group that made its money from mining still seems to want to dig shit up. But by the same token, what exactly are they quarrying, supposedly?
Look, they're quarrying granite, and there is a lot of granite on the hill, and granite is obviously needed, and it's needed on the peninsula. However, due to government reports, it is stated this is not one of the vital sources, and I just don't think the granite I don't think that justifies ripping out an entire forestry around schools and houses. Also, not to forget that this is one of Victoria's most profitable tourist destinations. We already have a huge scar on the hill. If you drive up Peninsula Link, you can see it, and that's getting bigger by the day. That's by their current quarry. And this will leave a second scar, which could go on for 70 years. Now, you can't fill in a hole. Once there's a hole, there's a hole. So I really don't know how they talk about rehabilitating the land. And when you go to their land surrounding this, there are weeds. The land care people can attest to this because they don't rehabilitate their land very well. They've done nothing about it for years. And quite frankly, we do appreciate they need money, but they have over $60 million in assets, and they could totally change their trust around now and do all sorts of things with that money. I think this speaks of sheer laziness and a lack of creativity and a lack of tackling the environmental and climate crisis we have going on right now on our planet.
Yeah, again, it's one of those instances where you think, you know, there are all sorts of great things they could be investing in as a philanthropic cause.
Many things they could be investing in. It's lazy.
Well, it is, and I've made this point before about Australia as all we've ever done really is first it was sheep and then it was dig shit up, and that still seems to be the default option for this country to make any money, and it's not smart at all. So anyway,
it's not smart at all.
The application's currently going through an environmental effects statement process, whatever that means, and then Richard Wynne will make the decision on it. So I'd urge people who are like Liz going, why the hell would you be doing this, to be lobbying Richard Wynne as heavily as you can to make sure that this crazy idea doesn't get up. How does that sound, Liz?
That sounds great, and if you would like to learn more about this, please go to the website, which is www.savearthurseat.com, and on there are links to donate or to sign our petition, which on change.org now has over 40,000 signatures already, and just get involved in that, and just to sum up, I'd just like to read you one statement on their mission statement just to highlight their hypocrisy. It says, we address disadvantage, inequity and facilitate change by enhancing biodiversity for the sustainability of Victoria's native flora, fauna and ecosystems. Now, how the hell they can write that when they plan to blow up a site that has already listed 28 endangered species of flora and fauna, I just... it's beggars belief.
I think that's called greenwash, Liz.
That is called greenwash indeed, Dixie.
All right, savearthurseek.com, was it?
Yes, that's correct, and all the information's on there.
It's all the information and where you can direct your efforts to help this decision be blocked. All right, Liz, good luck with it.
Thank you, Dixie.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.